Hi, I'm Marcos Llorente of Deportivo Alavés, and this is La Liga World.
This week on La Liga World, we go to Vitoria to meet up with one of the revelations of the season. We review Alavés' brilliant campaign with Marcos Llorente.
We share time with the Olympic hockey gold medalists from Argentina as they talk about their passion for football and La Liga.
And our final stop is Madrid, where Álvaro Domínguez returns to the Vicente Calderón to say goodbye to the stadium where he spent his best years as a player.
It's a family in which everyone has been an elite athlete. Football was present in my household since I was born, and I've always been close to sport. They've already experienced what I'm experiencing now, and they've always given me great advice, especially my father, when it comes to hard work and nutrition.
I
remember a talk I had with him. I was in the youth B team at Real Madrid, and I barely played in the academy. I'd never been a starting player since childhood, and there came a time that I wondered if I really wanted to dedicate my life to this. I told him that I did. This was my dream, and I wanted to give it 100% for this. And from there I left school, I set aside my studies and dedicated myself to training in the mornings with him and focusing 100% on football. From there I started to play in the youth B team with Fernando Morientes as the manager, and that's when I started to grow. I've always wanted to be a footballer, and if you ask me what I would have done if I hadn't been a footballer, I wouldn't know what to say. But I did have some tough years, and I stopped to think about it if it was going to work out for me or not. In fact, even 3 years ago, I didn't even imagine being in the situation I'm in now. But my dream since childhood was to be a footballer, and that's come true.
Y entra Marcos Llorente en el Real Madrid. Se va el croata. Vamos al 28 para Marcos Llorente.
It was like taking a weight off my shoulders, to realize that everything I'd endured, everything I'd worked for, everything I'd sacrificed, had paid off. The truth is that I wasn't nervous when I came on. I was more nervous warming up than I was when I was about to go onto the pitch. It was a feeling of relaxation, that all I'd sacrificed had been worth it. I've always said it, I owe everything to Real Madrid. They taught me from childhood about work, consistency and humility. I owe them everything, and hopefully one day I can succeed at this club. I was struck by the interest shown by the club and the manager. I've also heard very nice things about the city. The change was incredible. Going from Real Madrid Castilla, the 3rd division, to the 1st division was a huge leap. I was also afraid of how I was going to adapt to the change of city, because I'd never left Madrid, and I didn't expect it to go so well. I'm really happy about how things are going, and hopefully we'll finish the season by winning the cup. I'll always be grateful, as taking a gamble on a third division player isn't easy. I'll always thank them, because here I've learned an awful lot. Tactically, both the coach and my teammate Manu Garcia have taught me a lot. Manu is mature and knows what's going on.
Y ahí vemos al capitán Manu García.
He's older and he knows what this is all about. And he's taught me a lot about football. Meanwhile, Mr. Pellegrino has got the best from me and all the players. You can see that with the season we're having.
Tiro de Manu García. ¡Gol!
I'd say that it would be impossible to have done better. At the beginning of the season, when we got together, we all said, come on, let's see if we can reach safety quickly. Obviously, getting to the final of the Cup was something nobody expected. To also have the points that we have now and be in that position, we're very happy, because that's down to all our work during the year and how united we are. Hopefully we'll end up winning that final.
Salta la banca el Deportivo a la vez en el Camp Nou.
It would be incredible, because we're a small club. Winning that final would be something spectacular against a big club like Barcelona, who have been my rival to beat since I was little. I think it would be something indescribable. I say that Madrid are the club of my life because since I was a little kid, I've played there, and my whole family have played for that club. My dream is to succeed there. Being there on the bench must be difficult for any player. We all like to play. But I've never been there, so I would have to experience that situation and then decide whether it really is good for me to be on the bench or whether it's better for me to go to another team and come back a more complete player. It's clear that Madrid are my club. I have a contract there, and my intention and my idea is to succeed at Real Madrid.
It was something amazing. As a kid, you always dream about it. But it seems so far away. Something as big as an Olympic gold medal was a dream that we turned into reality.
Los Leones are the Argentinian field hockey team, Olympic champions at the Games in Rio back in 2016. They're passionate about their sport. But as true Argentinians, they can't help have an affinity for football in their DNA, as well as for hockey. We Argentinians are all football fans.
Football is the most important sport in Argentina.
There are a lot of Argentinians here in Spain, so Spanish football is followed keenly in Argentina. Whatever sport you practice, it's always nice to watch a game, even more so when it's a big team like Valencia.
We went to watch the game between Valencia and Sevilla.
It was great, and there was also a nice gesture from the Argentinian players who were waiting for us. Enzo, we'd like to thank you for the good atmosphere that there was the other day.
When the game ended, Enzo Perez and Garay greeted us. We spoke for a while with them and they presented us this shirt.
We want to give you one of our shirts. It's the most valuable thing we have, and you know well what it represents.
Well, thanks very much indeed for visiting and for sharing the moment with us, and thank you for the shirt. I hope things still continue going well for you and that the pre-season finishes well. Thanks so much.
Los Leones fulfilled a dream by visiting Mestalla, but there's still a visit that they have pending in Spain.
We've still got to meet Messi. We hope at some point we can do that. He's an idol for many of us, if not all of us.
It's an enormous honour for us. What he does on the pitch is what he's known for. But his way of handling himself, of serving as an example, of being Argentinian and always speaking well of our country, makes him an excellent representative and makes us all proud. That's what he's like off the pitch. On the pitch, he's undoubtedly the best.
Messi de espalda, se quiere quitar de medio, Gustavo Cabral lo ha hecho. El regate de Leo Messi, Leo.
I admire Leo Messi a lot. I think that a Barcelona-Real Madrid game would be amazing to watch. Messi on one side, Ronaldo on the other. It would be great. If we came back one day, and I'm sure we will, it would be nice to watch a game like that.
Atención a Sergio Roberto. Messi, gol. ¡Gol!
10 years ago, the 2006-07 La Liga season reached its home straight. The finale of one of the closest title races in recent years provided plenty of excitement and was not for the faint-hearted. Barcelona and Real Madrid were involved, as well as Sevilla, who fought to the end. At the bottom of the table, the battle also raged on until the final match day. Real Sociedad and Celta Vigo still had a chance of survival. Gimnàstic de Tarragona had already been relegated 2 games from the end of the season. Atletico Madrid's Fernando Torres had scored a brace at the Nou Estadi to end what is still the most recent adventure for Nàstic in the top flight. Goals from former Real Sociedad players Igor Gabilondo and former Celta Vigo player Luis Edu relegated the clubs which they'd previously represented. Villarreal and Real Zaragoza clinched the 2 places that gave direct access to the UEFA Cup. A goal from Fabricio Fuentes on the final day of the season put the icing on the cake of a fantastic end to the campaign for Villarreal, who had made an extraordinary fight back. 8 wins in a row took them to 5th, which was their second-best finish ever at the time. The 23rd goal of the season for Diego Milito, who finished 2nd in the top scorer standings, enabled Real Zaragoza to take 6th, despite Atletico Madrid's win at the Reino de Navarra against Osasuna. Atletico had 70 points, but an inferior goal average meant that they would only qualify for the Intertoto Cup. The top 2 in La Liga also finished level on points, Real Madrid and Football Club Barcelona. That meant that the title would be decided by head-to-head records, handing Los Blancos the league. Although Real Madrid had their fate in their own hands heading into the last match day, in their penultimate game they nearly suffered a setback. Only a late goal from Raúl Damudo avoided a historic victory for Football Club Barcelona. The goal, now known as the Damudazo, also made Damudo the top scorer in La Liga in Espanyol's history. At the same time, Ruud van Nistelrooy scored an equaliser, La Romareda. It was his second strike of the game, and also meant that he took the Pichichi Award. In a matter of seconds, Real Madrid went from a collapse to virtually sealing the title. That was something that they would finally do at the Santiago Bernabeu, with a win against Mallorca for their 30th La Liga title. José Antonio Reyes was the unexpected hero of the night, as he came off the bench to score a brace for Madrid to overturn a Varela opener. That was how the 2006-07 season came to an end. It was one of the closest, most exciting campaigns in the history of La Liga. 4 teams took the title race into the latter stages of the season, and excellent performances from the likes of Recreativo and Racing are remembered fondly by their fans. It seems like a long time has passed, but it was just 10 years ago.
Luis Figo was my idol. The Champions League final I played in, Manchester United against Chelsea. Wembley Stadium. It's a stadium I really like. It's very big, and I also remember when we played there against Barcelona in another Champions League final. Those moments, they're unique. Sir Alex Ferguson. I could talk about others, but he was the coach I spent the most years under, and I can say that most things I've learnt were thanks to him. The European Championships. That was one of the moments that has made an impact on my life. It's something that will be difficult to forget. It was spectacular. I love football because I don't know how to live without football.
Atletico Madrid are a club close to many players' hearts. One die-hard colchonero who came through the academy to reach the first team can explain this feeling like few others. Álvaro Domínguez made his debut in the 2008-09 season aged just 19. It was the start of a meteoric rise, which unfortunately came to an early end.
Javier Aguirre, a coach for whom I still have great affection, he came up to me and said, "Álvaro, you're in the starting lineup on Tuesday." I was surprised. "What do you mean? We've got a Champions League game against Liverpool." He said, "Yes, but you're playing." I had a couple of sleepless nights after that. My first goal was against Malaga. I've never been a big scorer. A rebound fell to me and I pushed it in. I think even my teammates were surprised. Uf Jalousi grabbed a hold of me. And then Raúl García, well, he was taking the mickey. He thought I'd scored in the wrong goal. We had a good time on the pitch. I remember one year when I'd scored 3 or 4 goals in the first few Liga matches. I was the second top scorer of the team. Everyone was laughing about that in the changing room. When I started out, the team weren't having a very good season. There'd been a few years that hadn't been very positive. We were getting a lot of criticism, but I started playing and training with the first team, and players like Pereira and Pablo Ibanez, they were doubted by the fans. I've learnt from the strength that they demonstrated. That served me well in my negative moments. Everyone tries to do their best. Sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not, but I think those people who didn't enjoy such good times at the club, but who were committed to the end, showed great strength. Others were able to overcome that to keep improving the level of the team. That's what impacted me the most about the dressing room. At that time, it was when everything started. At that time, Atletico Madrid began to re-emerge. Forlán, Kun Agüero, then Falcao, Diego Costa. They were players that had a lot of importance in the successes of the club, like we're seeing now with Antoine Griezmann. Whenever there are successes, whenever there's a job well done, there's a lot of work behind it. It's like Cholo Simeone. For me, he's the best coach in the world today. He came into a job that had been developing gradually. That continuity is always important. For me, the trophies that we won, those special days, I remember them as if they were a dream. I sometimes think, did I really experience that? I won't be able to experience that anymore, but I do remember it, and I've got it all on video. When Simeone comes into the dressing room, or when he takes the floor, or explains things on the pitch, he does it with a lot of strength. That makes him the person who carries the most weight in the changing room. In the end, that's what's provided the results in recent years. He's the architect. He'll go down in history as a legend at the club. I think the Atleti fans are grateful. Many times they won't ask for results, but they'll ask for your effort. As Simeone says, effort is non-negotiable.
Álvaro Domínguez left the club after 4 seasons in the first team and with 3 trophies under his belt. His later experience in Germany started very well, but ended in the worst way. An untimely back injury forced him to stop doing what he loved the most, aged just 27.
I went through some difficult years. As a player, when you're injured, you don't receive the same support as when you're active. There are moments of solitude. A player has to learn to live with that, and those moments have made me stronger. Unfortunately, it happened to me. I could have played for many more years. But I'm taking away the positives and everything I enjoyed on the pitch.
Domínguez did return home to receive the ovation of the fans at the Vicente Calderón.
It had been a long time since I'd been on the pitch with all the stadium full. When I saw it and heard the ovation, of course I felt excited. That's when you realize once again that the Vicente Calderón is a very special place. I think that not only for the players but also for the fans, it's going to be a very special day. It's a farewell for what any Atletico fan considers to be their home. It's a step forward because in life we always have to evolve. But I'm sure that in a few years we'll look at it with nostalgia, as something very beautiful, with the magnificent experiences we've had here. For me, this has been my home. This has been my pitch, where I enjoyed my best years as a player. And that's what I'm going to remember.
That's all from La Liga World this week and indeed for this season. We say goodbye to a thrilling year of football in which Real Madrid took their 33rd La Liga title and we leave you with footage of the champions.